Welcome to the Task Force 10, a product of the Governor's Economic Response Task Force. This is where we spend 10 insightful minutes with government, business, community leaders, and today we're grateful to be joined by the leader of our state, Governor Gary Herbert. Governor, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
3 weeks ago today, you announced the creation of Utah's Economic Response Task Force, the first state in the nation to do it. In fact, just now, the federal government is beginning to talk about creating its own economic response task force, one more way in which Utah is leading and setting the example. Why was this important for you to create?
Well, thank you, Derek. As you know, as well as anybody, it's not just the health of the individuals that we have in our community, it's the impact it has on our economy. It's not one versus the other, which I think sometimes is the narrative out there in the marketplace. We want to first and foremost take care of the health of the people that we represent here in the state of Utah. But it certainly has an impact as people are staying at home, not eating out. The economy is suffering. And so we need to address that aspect of this on a more of a complete process of economic health and well-being along with the health of the people. They go hand in hand. It's not one versus the other.
You became governor during the depths of the Great Recession, 2009. And so you've been through an economic crisis before. This time is a little bit different, but you certainly know what it's like to be focused, as you've said many times, laser-like on the economy. I imagine the same is true for you today.
It is. It's a little different because the fundamentals that we had in place that helped us come out of the Great Recession and become the most healthy economy, most diverse economy, and the best 10 years in Utah's history economically are still in place. So that's the good news. The challenge we have is getting the people to be able to engage in the economy because of this isolation that we now feel and are having to do to stop the spread of the COVID-19. But the good news is, I think even though we are in a difficult time right now, we're going to come out of this a lot quicker. We're going to have some of the depths feeling like it's the Great Depression of 1929, 1930, but that took about 12 years to recover. I think we can recover in a matter of months. And so the good news is, I think I think we should all be very optimistic. It's going to have a steep curve down, but it's going to have a steep curve going back up too as we get through this challenging time with COVID-19.
This morning we had our Monday morning task force call, and on that call, the way I heard you say it was, we need to be focused on life and quality of life. I appreciated how you talked about balancing those two things. Speaking of the task force, one of the products of the task force about a week and a half ago was releasing the Utah Leads Together plan. Governor, what sticks out to you about the Utah Leads Together plan?
Well, I just happen to have a copy of that right here in front of me. And the good news about this is a couple of things. One, this was created by some of the best and brightest minds in the state of Utah. We've had data experts, we've had medical experts, science experts, putting together a plan. There's 3 phases. One, we're in the urgency phase now, which is get ahead of this COVID-19 virus and slow down the spread, but also get to what we call stability. That's the next phase, which we hope to be in the next couple of weeks. And as we get to stabilization, then we can start concentrating on recovery, which will happen, probably in about 8 weeks down the road. But that allows us to go through, stop the spread of the coronavirus, and then have stability and then recovery. This is the most comprehensive plan of any state in America. It's taken a lot of time, working literally around the clock by some of our great people of Utah working together in a collaborative effort, good, bright minds, and I think we have a blueprint in place, if we follow, will lead us to full recovery.
When you announced the plan, you said this is a plan for all Utahns. It's not just a plan for government. It's not just a plan for business. It's a plan for all of us. What did you mean by that?
Well, the plan, again, is a good blueprint. It gives us a pathway forward of what we need to be doing. And a lot of it revolves around sacrifice, self-discipline, stay at home, stay safe, stay at home, limit our travel to essential needs. Again, it's altering our lifestyle. I get it. It's hard. It's difficult. But if we follow the plan, we'll have success. If we don't follow the plan, that means all of us have to follow the plan, we're going to stumble and have fits and starts towards our recovery. So it's not just my plan. It's certainly not the plan. It's the plan created by many people, but the implementation has to be all of us. All 3.2 million people of Utah need to follow this plan. If we do that, we'll have great success over the next few months.
And the incoming data seems to show that there are hopeful signs that we are flattening the curve in Utah. But you've also said that the next 2 weeks is critical. Why is that? Why are the next 2 weeks so critical?
Well, this is part of our surge efforts to stomp and stamp out the coronavirus, slow it down, and bend the curve. The worst thing that can happen, and what we see happening in other parts of the world and other states, is the overwhelming of the healthcare system. Too many people having to go in to get treated. And you only have so many beds. They're finite beds. We have about 600 ICU beds in the state of Utah. If those get overwhelmed, then we're going to have much more difficulty in slowing the spread and saving people's lives ultimately at the end of the day. So it really is imperative that all of us get on board, that we follow the plan. Again, it does create hardship. It does create sacrifice. It means self-discipline. And a willingness to say all of us are in this together. If we're going to get success, we need to all comply with the plan together.
Thank you, Governor. Thanks for taking time to be with us. We know you have a busy schedule and you're back at it again, so thanks for taking time.
Thank you very much, Derek.